Well, Conan fans, the time is finally upon us, and the long-awaited March update has finally been released by Funcom. I thought I'd go through a couple of the highlights of the patch notes, and we'll then go into the game and test out what's actually changed. Like al-maraya here, we have been cleansed from the lands of our lagginess. Especially on official servers and multiplayer servers, it was just a lot. It being multiple building pieces, it being gone is a little bit of sweet though. I don't mind the performance jump that is likely going to happen from it, but I am a little annoyed that they didn't bother to put it in something like a dungeon instance, so you didn't necessarily have to render the whole guy in every single time, but you could still maybe do it. We'll see what the future brings though, because who knows, they could get a lot of feedback in regards to that and actually implement it. But the Stygian legions have fled the lands, and the dogs of the desert have taken their camp spot again. I'll go and see what's there still, I believe. Yeah, they've kept the Jabal-Sarg cave for the Great Hunt, so you can still get your little beastie pet and whatnot. From that, I wonder if all the NPCs are the same as back in the day, like the bearers and things will be there. Don't know, but we will go see. We've got our new compass, which you can craft and keep in your pocket. Not sure if there's a quest or you simply go touch a journey step somewhere. Knowledge feat, rather. A bunch of crash fixes from construction menus, merely entering the exiled lands, knowledge menus, and Spanish to English. No bueno. Not that I've played PvP in quite some time, but Luffy is not immortal anymore, which is cool for my friends who do play regularly. And the Freya Elite Boar spawns have been increased, although I never really had a problem with that either, because there is a Deddy spawn, but I suppose on multiplayer there is more contested if multiple people are trying to do the hunt, I guess. Can't wait the small amount of time it is for the respawn, or go for the random chances of the other spots that are often there. I don't know, but maybe I'll make a little pig hunting video. And we've had some other stuff fixed with the companions, like no floating pillows in Luffy's little dungeon room, never noticed. We got cooldowns and some typos in their descriptions and quest lines. Very nice. Living settlements. Well, the living settlements now have a lock and an unlock feature on doors. Why this wasn't implemented straight away, couldn't tell you. Definitely needed to be, but now your base is no longer super vulnerable because your thralls went for a wander. Love to see it. I did recently make a video on this whole issue with the thrall taker and master chef and the high priest journeys not being completable. I had workarounds, but now I no longer have to actually release that because they fixed it. So that's cool. I was putting off actually editing it just in case they did happen to fix it, and they did. A lot of placement issues with thralls getting stuck on chairs. That's lovely. Thralls' behavior after using beds, they can now use a bunch of thrones and stuff, and they'll stand at the correct end of the veneer keg. Also lovely to see for immersion quality. We have a lot of building fixes too, like a lot, so I won't mention all of them, but a couple of them are worth highlighting. I didn't actually have the pyramid building set because I keep missing it in the bazaar one day, and pillars clipping through for sure would be annoying on pyramids with lots of angles, so it's good to see they fixed that. You can now place doors under ceilings, also good to see. We've got some replacement issues fixed, usually occurring with tier 1 pieces, but could also affect some certain DLCs. Didn't really help you in things like PvP in regards to like structural stability or integrity or HP, anything like that. It just kind of looked glitchy and annoying, so I'm kind of glad they fixed that. Spiral staircases, ignoring the presence of walls will be awesome for building, because I have kind of ignored them for that reason. They're kind of hard to place, especially where you'd want to place a spiral staircase. Like, no, thank you. Double-heighted walls now placed more flexibly, also nice. Some placement clipping issues. Bonfires and hammocks from the bazaar now have shadows, again, lovely for immersion. Fixed issues where sorcerer's skulls and magi skulls could not be placed. It does seem maybe they forgot why they took that away, but I'm assuming they've actually fixed why they took it away in the first place, because you would place sorcerer's skulls and pick them up and get magi skulls. That's pretty handy when the obelisk traders are in town. But I doubt it's still a thing. But you never know. Curio cabinets are now in the correct place. Zingirian vineyard trellises can no longer be mushed. Jabal-Sarg wall paints are doing better stuff under the decoration categories. Texture issues, love to see it. Ceilings being properly snapped Turanian L-shaped stairs. That's fun because their other counterparts enabled it, just not the Turanian version, and I like using them. Archer posts are now in the carpenter's bench, and you can now easily place Ziggurat mercenary tents on uneven terrain. Lovely. Was it? Yeah, practically impossible prior. We've got some more texture issues. No longer have low-res stuff. They've updated the taxidermed rock's noses, that's speaking. So they're no longer the old models of the rock nose, I'm assuming. And the pyramid building pieces are now of a good crafting cost quality. Stygian trebuchet bases, you won't be able to make them really early game anymore because you'll need to be engineer knowledge to craft it. This one's strange to me because I thought it was not an issue. I thought it was an intended thing because, yeah, it didn't place with a bedroll, but you place a bed and it works. And it says place a bed, and then you place a bed and it works. But maybe it didn't work for some people because I know sometimes the journey steps just don't work for some people. Yeah, it doesn't work with a bedroll, but then you just place a bed. I don't know. I thought it was an intended feature. Anyway, I digress. Dungeon Delver Journey Step is now actually working when you enter the dregs. Because when that's buggered, it's buggered. And especially if you're on PvP and you actually want to get that ranger armor, kind of annoying. And you're going to get a rat catcher whistle when you actually complete that journey step because I don't think I've actually ever made a rat catcher from the recipe. And when you pick up aloe from a box, it will actually also count for the journey step rather than having to go pick some aloe up yourself. Pretty cool. We got some quality of life changes. Coin piles can now take damage. They mention nothing about fixing flying bases, but the fact that you can damage coin piles is very good for rat holes and stuff, and actually finding flying bases and being able to destroy their structural integrity is kind of cool. Attack spears are now more speary. That's what everybody needed. I'm sure all the spear users are stoked. Thralls can now use dual axes. Cool. That's been a while since they couldn't. The Winged Death is like everyone else in the unnamed city and will 100% of the time drop a legendary. And as their loot pool is very small, you can get that underwater breathing spear pretty easily. The non-improved fish traps now actually catch fish. And they'll be worth your while and not a waste of time with putting bugs and coming back and getting 5 fish and being like, what? You'll just get less savory fish, but some fish is better than none fish. The Forge of the First Men now gets a location marker on the map on the Isle of Sipta. Usable chairs can now be used by other players even if the player doesn't own the chair. I could have sworn this was a thing back in the day, but maybe I'm tripping. But that's fun. You can take a little seat on the throne while you're raiding a base. Take a little, kick your heels up, take a load off. Could have sworn you could do that before. But anyway, you can repair archer posts. Oh, Black Corsar sorcerers can now be knocked down. I'm pretty sure that's an Isle of Sipta thing because I don't know if they're on the Exiled Lands anyway. Barrow crates now drop more varied loot. I will have to go see and what their varied loot is. All thrones now have 5,000 hit points rather than 1,000,000 and like 5,000. It's good to see a little bit of consistency. We have skeletal horses and undead rhinos now being mount thralls instead of fighter thralls. Tefari loot chests have a low spawn chance of severed arms and severed legs, which is fun because they pretty much took away the ability to get that from hacking up people's body. It was super rare to get. And if you like a dead leg or just beating people with an arm, tough shit. Veneer pack camels now have HP the same as other camels. Not sure if it was more or less, couldn't tell you. Big Dish saber teeth now actually do damage, so that's fun for people who like skins. Players can now place shaped wood and insulated wood in the steady storage containers wood cutting. We'll see if they've actually implemented that because they've said that about things in the past and we could not still. And we can now dye the Reaver helmet from the Riddle of Steel DLC, which was like, what, 5 years ago? So they're slowly implementing dyeing abilities to more and more of our undyeable armors. They've received a lot of feedback about stamina, allegedly, and we'll see actually how well this goes. But the costs of using weapons have been reduced by half, and that will be nice to actually be able to use some of those different perks in strength, for instance, rather than them being completely useless. Even before, unless you had perks in grit and agility, you were going to have extra stamina and was very hard to get off a full combo. So now without that, you can. That's lovely for mostly PvPers. Before, if you're playing PvE, you should just really not have too much of a struggle there because it's just an NPC and can't think, so you can get away from it much easier compared to a people. So monitoring your stamina is very vital in PvP. We'll see how it actually works. Here are some of the stats for the bringing back the exhaustion penalty, which is good to see, and the stamina regen time to previous. So you won't instantly regain your stamina, and you can actually roll more times. Just roll a little bit, let the stamina regen roll a little bit. I don't know. I thought it was pretty OP, and I'm glad that it has changed to this. We'll see how it actually works balance-wise. Let me know in the comments what you think and feel about it, and have you played yet and actually tested it? Because I'll only be testing it on single player against myself and some NPCs. It'll be nice to hear from the people who actually play against people. I honestly cannot be bothered, but maybe one day soon I will do another random little PvP let's play, do a challenge, last hurrah. I don't know, let me know in the comments if you want to see that. I get comments all the time about doing a PvP let's play, but let me know anyway. They've got a bunch of UI fixes as well, which I'm not going to go into all of them because there's a lot, but one of the funniest ones is the recent video I did about the delving benches, and because they're nonsense, they actually show what you are meant to use now in a delving bench. It's good to see. And the yellow lotus potion is no longer a food buff. It is now a potion buff, even though it got replaced with potion buffs anyway. It just showed as a food buff. There's a bunch of other ones that you can read through if you like. There's many. Nothing too crazy, just a bunch of typos and nonsense from their writings. Bunch of audio fixes, so no longer placing things will sound like other weird shit. Good to see. Some modding updates for all the modders out there. Only 3 exploits have been fixed, but it's good to see them fixing any exploits. It would be cool to see them fix other ones. These ones I wasn't even super aware of, like the multiple resurrected corpses. That was a problem when they first came out, but I didn't realize it was a problem again because sometimes I have PvP, but apparently that's been fixed. Stable fence gate frames can no longer be stacked. That's shit. Anyway, that's actually shit. Fixed an issue with the rage hammer. Didn't know there was an issue with the rage hammer, but again, I haven't been playing PvP that often in like the regards of fighting people. There are definitely still some other exploits that they have not fixed there in regards to taming and some crafting ones, but I'm sure they're aware of them. You can now actually use mass cull and not kill your server's performance. Look out, multiple rocks in your pocket all at once in no time at all. Sure, you can get more with a pick, but this is very quick. So probably go to the volcano and get all the rocks now. No game crashes likely. Tier 4 carpenters and taskmaster thralls now currently correctly reduce weight and items crafted. They don't do speed though. Boo. Kind of was hoping that that was going to be a thing. Live in hope. Updated crafting stations to include thralls above tier 4. Do they mean just named guys? Cool. The female bearers, but specifically bearers 3, the Skelos. Let me re-say that. The female Voltaris of Skelos Shoppers, Skelos Bearers 3, should no longer have above average HP. I read it incorrectly because I was like thinking at the same time, but what about the 1s and the 2s? Because they still have crazy HP compared to their male counterparts, so we'll have to check that out. Visitors teleporting to taverns when no paths are available. Does that mean like if I'm built on top of a pillar and I don't have a path up, they can't get there, or when they just like poof away? I can no longer rename the correct dungeon teleporter. That's poo, but funny because I always rename it to Fix Your Game Funcom, and I'm glad they've finally listened. We've fixed a whole bunch of terrain spikes, so when you've been trying to play stuff and you cannot, but it's in the Exiled Lands and the desert, which is interesting because I thought the desert was in the Exiled Lands, and I think they meant to say Exiled Lands and Sipta. The Barrow King is no longer all fisty-cufty, allegedly. Fixed players clipping into the Black Keep. We're actually going to get a more varied thing in the purges now, with tier 3 treasure seekers spawning, as well as some things like the tier 3 purge headhunters. And so if you do like to do a purge, they will be a little bit more varied now. And they've reduced the XP from crafting the stone golem, so when you like to level up really quickly, can't do that. And from healing the purge golems and the Kurak golems. So if you're instant leveling up thralls, which I don't advise anyway, because you're missing out on all the level perks from feeding them a gruel or steaks or whatever, can't do it anymore. So rip. Didn't know they were going to be changing that, and I guess this is why they didn't let us have a beta, so we couldn't warn you to go level up your stuff if you did it that way. Skeletal horses no longer have dicks swinging in the wind. Nice. Haven't had nudity on for a while in case I accidentally upload something with a background thrall and tits are out on YouTube because they don't like that. We haven't noticed any skeleton horse dicks. They're no longer a thing, which makes sense. And you can no longer apply poisons to shields. Blacksmith thralls now grant crafting bonuses to tools. I did think they already did, but maybe they stopped that for some reason. Tier 4 blacksmiths should now probably increase the durability of tools. Again, I also thought they did. Like, I've done a bunch of testing on this, but now I feel crazy. But they do word things really weirdly, and they act like this is a new thing when a lot of their bugs aren't that new. Fixed a whole bunch of collision stuff. Zingirian mercenary armor is now crafted with medium, which is actually, maybe you'll actually craft it now. And the ranger armor is now actually correctly marked as light. Oh, interesting. Harlot's journal is no longer under mesh. I'm pretty sure that's the one that is at the end of the river along New Beach, because I did go through and read them all and it was really hard to find it there. And I knew it was there because it was one of the first emotes I ever bloody found in the game. Oh, they fixed fatality kills no longer opening the dregs dungeon. That was very annoying when you'd accidentally fatality them and have to go drag in another dude. Defari witch doctors are now Defari cannibal growth rates rather than Surge Purge, because they kept their Purge values from the old Purge, which is still the Surge values in Sipta. Interesting. They finally fixed that. I feel like I mentioned that in a video and now they like changed it. They don't watch my videos. Who am I kidding? And a bunch of other little things here and there. Let's jump on over to the game and check out what's actually changed. Oh, I'm very zoomed in and apparently I died while I was doing all of that because I'm at a random bedroll. Okay, I'm in the game in a more reasonable place. We're going to go see if the Burrow King is fixed, as well as check out stamina combos with my weird as hell. Oh, look out. A little heavy. Stamina regen seems normal-ish. I am wearing heavy armor. What am I wearing? I'm wearing the randomest shit. I'm pretty sure this was all crafted. It's not what I would necessarily wear if I was fighting people though, but does alright. It's still like, it's doable. The little pause before it regens, I don't hate. Okay, well, interesting little test there. And oh my god, you could do all of the poking. I literally have like no points in anything. I have 10 points in health and 10 points in expertise and I'm level 20 allegedly, so allegedly, factually. I have 1 demon blood. Let's go fight this guy. I'm probably going to die, but I also can't be bothered leveling up. I have an agility pike and no points in agility. Let's go. Oh yeah, he whipped out a weapon. He still doesn't really hurt, but I am wearing decent armor. Let's see. It's like a little bit more entertaining to fight someone now. Oh, that stamina penalty is quite harsh. I don't think I'll bother fighting him the whole way. He's stuck in a corner. But it gave us a little bit of an idea of what fighting with the new stamina is like. I will need to actually maybe practice fighting things again because the old stamina was very lazy. And you will likely want to consider wearing light and medium. But now on to our al-maraya ruins of... Oh yes, we are very much a ruins again. With all the boxes in the old locations and sorcerers and bearers where they used to be. Actually, maybe. I don't even know. I haven't seen any of the bearers yet. I could be lying. There's a lot of sorcerers here. I forgot just how many. So it would seem my sorcerer's route guide is also now outdated and potentially my bearer's one if they've added the bearers back. Yep, they have. Let's kill him and have a little look at our varied loot. We'll kill all the bearers that we see. That seemed pretty standard. Should be another one somewhere, although they may have replaced him with a sorcerer a while back because they have changed the spawns here a few times. Was this always here? Oh, it was so long ago now. But it does seem we can no longer get a Musashi's Black Blade. Doesn't look like it's just leaning against a wall or anything. Be back to getting them out of legendary boxes? Yeah, that's not an unnamed city one. I'm thinking Blade of the Seven Winds. We'll go check out the Tefari thrall boxes also. Yeah, apparently there's just one berry here. I did think there was more. I thought there was 2 or 3 here. But there's like 3 or 4 sorcerers. So worthy to come get sorcery goodies. So yeah, if you didn't play the game prior to the castle being here, this is what we're dealing with now as the little camp. Heading on over to a Tefari camp. Oh, that actually reminds me because that's a Seductress's journal. Harlot's journal 3, but pretty much the Seductress. Anyway, digress. I gotta go find that number 4. Let's have a little look in these chests, see if we can't get any... Where are my other chests at? Any severed limbs named Carpenter there. So far, not so good, but... Oh, there we are. We got an arm. Look out. So that might be a dedicated like box that just has meaty bits in it rather than this type of box that has decorations and building pieces. It's good to see it's actually kind of a thing. Now, if it's the Harlot's journal I was thinking about, apparently I didn't freeze time and it's getting dark. It's somewhere down here. Whoop, right here. Yep, Harlot's Journal 4. It was the one I was thinking of, so that makes it much easier to find. You could still click on it. It was much like the spit emote at Mounds of the Dead over here. There was part of the Rachni's journal where you get an emote from that. It was buried for the longest, but you could still click on the ground, even though you couldn't see the book. So if you've seen the little ghosty people or happen to know where it was from when it wasn't buried in the ground, you could actually find it. And I'll give it a little read through just to celebrate. Had I known of the crocodiles, I would have taken my chances in the desert. The scaled monstrosities followed me at a distance, and I thought I had lost them. Alas, I was not as lucky as I had hoped. One of the larger ones lunged at me from the water, tore my dancing silks, forcing me to abandon them, or plain affair. Thankfully, the crocodile seemed more interested in thrashing about with my torn clothing than with me, so I was able to escape. I am exhausted, and I will make camp here before I move forth north. I have seen a spire stretching towards the sky. I will make my way there. She's talking about Executioner's Entrance. You can learn Death Whisper runs the next little emote. And that emote is located under Flirt, and then we get a show off. And you can stand all like you're trying to be a superhero. It's out to the world. There was so many textural updates and other random things. I can't even think of what they all are, but I do remember this bro. Oh, drop us something. And we got some Verminhide boots that time, rather than just potentially a fragment. And the bearers themselves, they have indeed all dropped in health, not just the tier 3s. So if you had an army of them, they're no more. Not just ones that you get further on, but also these guys. It was bound to happen sooner than later. I'm surprised they left it this long. So apparently I don't even have any pre-update tools to compare that have been crafted and have spawned in ones, because this is a fairly new save file. So, oh, that's the wrong guy. Although there were some armor updates, I can't be bothered checking them out. This video is already so long. We have crafted using our Tempersmith 540 for the obsidian guy, so that's much better than 489.4. Can't remember what it was before, and it actually makes these guys a little bit more worthy to use specifically on tools. I feel like it was somewhere around there though. Am I super wrong? I don't know, they changed so much about this game all of the time. I can't keep up. Likely make another video going into some more of the different changes and such. Couple of shorter videos. Don't know why I pulled that out. I'm just gonna admin kill him, and then I'll probably spawn in a bunch of different boxes for these bearer dudes. But yeah, I'll make a whole bunch of different videos on all the different stuff that they've changed. So if you don't want to sit through this giant ass video, then like still gotta find the entrance at to the dungeony place around at the al-marayas and stuff like that. Little guys. But yeah, open up some of these. I'm pretty sure they're the correct ones. They for sure might actually just be the ones from the relic hunters. It's hard to spawn them in, so I'll actually have to go around and kill a bunch of them to actually see what they are dropping. Got a little rambly towards the end, but thank you for sticking with me. Let me know what you like about the changes and what you would actually like to see implemented to improve the game further. Or
to feel pretty satisfied and they should step away while they can. Which, to be fair, they are probably going to, and just focus on their new little money grab baby, which I will be playing more than most likely. We'll see how No Life do. We shall see. I'm very much looking forward to a few other games that are coming out, so look out for those videos if you enjoy other games other than Conan. Otherwise, stick around for another Conan Exiles video. If you've enjoyed the content, smash that like button and consider subscribing if you've watched a couple of videos and you've not yet subscribed. It means a bunch. Until next time, I hope you have an excellent day, evening, night, morning, whatever it may be, wherever you may be. Have a good one.